So far, only a handful of countries have taken a clear position on the issue of proportionate regulation of intermediaries, so there is not too much to lean on. The European Union's Digital Services Act is probably one of the most developed frameworks for us to consider. It introduces some exemptions and creates three tiers of intermediaries: hosting services, online platforms, and very large online platforms with increasing legal obligations. Australia has created an eightfold classification system with separate industry drafted codes governing categories such as social media platforms and search engines. Intermediaries are required to conduct risk assessments based on the potential for exposure to harmful content such as child sexual abuse material or terrorism. Despite the fact that the Permanent Court of Arbitration declared its decision, the reality on the ground has not altered, making it practically impossible to carry out the decision. By reiterating the need for a peaceful conflict resolution that fully respects legal and diplomatic channels and abides by the ruling, India has sent a strong message that the region wants peace and respect for international law. Another high priority area is addressing the plight of migrant women workers and ensuring their health, safety, and employment in the sugarcane labor market. In the sugarcane harvesting task, women workers are engaged in strenuous work such as headload cane bundles and carry heavy weight on trucks which usually occur late in the evening, resulting in several accidents during the loading process. Their work adversely impacts their body, causing many problems. Despite multiple vulnerabilities among seasonally migrating women, the state government has not adopted any adequate long-term intervention strategy. How arguments play out in court and how the court ultimately decides on the legality of the president's order will have a deep bearing on the future of our constitutional law. The Indian Constitution brims with moral values. To that end, the court might want to ensure that fidelity is maintained both to these moral values and to the systems and processes that make up the administration of the country's laws. At stake in the case is not only the bare relationship that the Constitution establishes between the Union and the states, but also the holiness attached to the various preciseness in this relationship. The chief executive responsible for managing the board is to be appointed by the government, giving it direct control over the institution.